So if you're looking to purchase a new guillotine soon, I'd like to share some helpful points with you that may guide you in the correct direction so you purchase the correct machine for your needs and the company. First and foremost is the capacity of the machine. You need to consider what capacity your company requires. There's two capacities to consider. One is the width of plate. We do machines that will cut 1 metre wide, right up to 5 metre wide. Most commonly is 3 metre. Then you need to think about the thickness you want to cut. We do machines that can cut 0.1 material right up to 25 thick plates. This is very, very important that you consider this. And we always recommend you go over and above your capacities for two reasons. One, you never know what works are coming tomorrow, so you don't want to limit yourself. But also, there's a lot of cheap imported material today which can be very hard. So it's very important that you choose over and above. Now the next thing to consider is the type and grade of material you most commonly cut. Most data sheets on websites or catalogues refer to the capacity in mild steel. If that is the case, general rule of thumb, you have to deduct 1/3 off for stainless steel and increase by 1/3 for aluminium. So if you have a 6mm mild steel cutting capacity machine, it can roughly cut 4mm stainless steel and 8mm aluminium. Now there's three types of guillotine. There's the mechanical, there's the swing beam hydraulic, and there's the variable rake hydraulic. The mechanical machine would be for a sheet and plate company that have vast production. They're very, very quick at cutting. But one of the negatives of mechanical, they don't have very large capacity. The maximum thickness a mechanical guillotine can cut is around about 4 to 5mm. Whereas the swing beam hydraulic guillotine is the most popular sale today to the fabrication and sheet and plate industry. It's a workhorse, very easy to use with great capacities, right up to 25mm thick plate. Now it's a fixed rake. So one thing to consider, if your company cuts small strips, because of the fixed rake, you may experience some twisting. Now this is where the variable rake hydraulic guillotine comes in. If you are cutting those thin strips, because you can vary the rake, you can bring the rake of the blade almost parallel, so the blades are almost parallel, and that will eliminate the twisting situation. Again, like the swing beam, comes in varying widths and many capacities. Another consideration is the blade gap of the machine. Most mechanical guillotines have a fixed gauge because of the small cutting capacity. On a hydraulic guillotine, whether it be swing beam or variable rake, as standard they come with manual blade gap, which is a handle on the side of the machine. You have to slide the handle to the right position of the thickness of what you're cutting, and it manually adjusts the blade gap. As an optional extra, you can go for motorised blade gap, where you type in on the control panel the thickness you're cutting, and it automatically opens the blade to the correct gap. Now all our guillotines come with a motorised back gauge system. If your company cuts a lot of thin material, let's say up to 2mm, you may have to consider the sheet support system. The reason for this is, if you're cutting thin material, over some distance, as you push it through, the material can droop for its own weight and miss the back gauge. In theory, a sheet support system is like a table at the rear of the machine that supports and directs the plate into the back gauge. Now we do varying types of sheet support systems. We do a tray type for small parts, but we also do a conveyor system for multiple production parts. Now one thing to be aware of is that the cuts per minute is reduced if you have a sheet support system. The final consideration is the optional extras. One optional extra we fully recommend is the finger light guard system. It's a beam of light across the front of the machine to protect you from the blades. Standard machines come with a metal guard. They can reduce visibility but also sometimes get in the way. With the light guard system means you can see right into the blades and gives you great visibility if you're doing angle or shaped cuts. It also gives you great visibility when cleaning the blades. Now other optional extras such as longer support arms, longer swearing arms, but all our machines are pre-factory tested and installed by our own trained engineers. I trust this has been helpful to you and we look forward to hearing from you soon.